Hey guys, my name is Justin and welcome to Hellsboro, where we care about the design behind designer luxury. And if you do, make sure to subscribe. For today's video, I want to do a let's see of the Louis Vuitton men's fall 23 runway. So when it comes to Louis Vuitton men's, I really feel like there was such a void. I thought it would be impossible to fill without Virgil Abloh. But let me tell you, so full disclaimer, I've already seen some of this show just because I was like, basically I got home from work. I was just put it on YouTube so I could just be like, okay, let's just see what the deal is. I got through like a quarter of the way and I was like, okay, hold on, I need to talk about this to someone. That's why we're here today. But yeah, so I guess without further ado, let's just dig in. So really quickly, before the show starts, they play this intro video. I think they've done that for quite a few of the men's runways, even back when Virgil Abloh was alive. It's just basically a story of a young black boy. They show him as a baby, going into adolescence, and then becoming a young adult, all to a toned down Rosalía track. Visually, it's a really nice story, and you kind of get the idea of what this young man's hopes and dreams are. And he's packing all of his wishes and desires into this Louis Vuitton keep-all bag, so that's fun. Also, Motomami. I just want to say, first off, there's a performance of Rosalía, and she, I'm guessing she, performs either, the whole time kind of on and off, but, you know, shout out all the Motomamis. I don't know what her fan club is called. Am I a Motomami? Or is she the Motomami, and we're the Moto Bebes? I don't know how that works. But yeah, if you like Rosalía even, just watch it, it's a live performance. Immediately, I just want to talk about how the set design for this is an immediate improvement compared to the last one. I think the last one was a Hot Wheels track outside, whatever, but then this one, it actually builds on that narrative that we saw from the intro video, where you saw from infancy to childhood to adolescence, all these sets of rooms are set along a line, and you can see all of this young man's desires of what he wanted to accomplish throughout growing up. I love this set design. I think it's interesting, in runway shows, you'll see them do the lap, and then they'll hang out in a space and play with it. But then this is kind of opposite, where they're interacting with the space. It's kind of a holding area for the models before they do their lap on the runway. I think some of them could use a little bit of could have used a bit more coaching in how to interact with the space, but I do really like the concept, at least so far. Okay, okay, let's pause here. An oversized structured suit, I think it's great. I think it's something that we've seen fall winter 21 maybe. It was the one that had the kente cloths turned into skirts and things like that, but I don't think this structure is necessarily so new. But then I wanted to highlight this bag. This bag to me is so crazy. It basically looks like it's the, what is it, the mini Speedies or whatever it's called? City Speedy or whatever? The men's version of the small Speedy, but the fact that it looks like it's made out of metal, it's chrome or whatever, and it's been inflated, it looks like the Michelin Man got turned into metal and you added handles. Okay, literally watch this. Okay, yep, okay. When I said that I think some of the models should have gotten more coaching on how to interact with the space, this is specifically the one I was talking about. He literally just pets a napkin and then runs his hand along a plate and then walks away. I'm it's not his fault that it's just kind of a silly little moment that was caught. It's just a silly little moment. I mean, it's just so funny that he's just and then walks away. I think that's great. Personally, I love that moment. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Ba-ba-da! I'm just having a good time. Okay, let's take a look at this bag. This bag is so interesting to me because it seems like it's a mix between the mirror patent leather that they did a while back, and then Marc Jacobs also did a different kind of version of it. You know when you get costume jewelry and it's just silver colored brass or gold colored brass, and you start rubbing it off, and then you can see the actual metal color underneath, and then you get that little ring? This is what that reminds me of, and I don't know necessarily what this is trying to say, if it's about the idea of a patina or some sort of wearing down. I think this is the same style of bag that was in the intro, that the little boy was like packing all of his like hopes and dreams into. I'm like, is it the whole idea of like as he kept growing and aging, he like had all these hopes and dreams, but then like it wore down, like showing that like it wasn't possible for him to do all these things, so you have to choose, or I don't know. It makes me wonder, like, is the whole thing actually like leather that they did the patent coating up to the top, did like some sort of print, and then is the monogram actually printed on leather? And then I wanted to talk about the fact that this is like kind of like an oversized like Alma bag in a way, right? The proportions are obviously different. It's huge. I feel like the Alma has like a little bit more tilt on the side. I love that it's like a duffel shaped bag, but not in like the traditional like speedy or like a cylindrical shaped duffel. Saoko papi, saoko. I don't know what saoko means. I like Rosalía. Okay, this is quick. I'm gonna... So I can't get like the clearest image of this, but you can see that it's like the men's trunk bag that Virgil Abloh like created and popularized. It was everywhere. I feel like every guy who liked streetwear had one of these bags. But then I love that they have this bag as kind of like a contrast to that Speedy we talked about earlier, how that one had these like inflated proportions. It looked like overfilled with like air. But then this one, it's almost like crumpled as if it's like deflated. Because the first one to me, even though it was inflated, it read as metal, and this almost reads as like crumpled like aluminum foil or something like that. It has this like irregular shape to it because of like the indentations that are happening. I don't know what's happening, but I'm like really into this collection. I don't know, they tapped into something because this bag is great. I'm just gonna take like 2 seconds on this one, but this is kind of like the same like treatment that we saw, right? Except this one, it looks like it has like a bit of a lavender color to it on top of like the metallic tone. The chain strap, it almost has this like oil spill finish on it, but kind of that's like kind of that rainbowy. I'm like really into this. I don't know why. I don't know what they put in the water for this show, but like this is good. It looks like they like put it into one of those like vacuum seal packs and then they're like waiting for it to like inflate again or something. That's great. Sequin key ball. Cool. I love that the models are like taking stuff out of the chests and cribs and whatever, and then they're putting them back. I do think like there's a certain level of like formula. Oh, that's cute. Like a little Alma shaped clutch. But I do think there's like, oh my god! Okay, hold on. I promise I'm going to finish a thought. I love this because it's like they turned the Noe into like a sailor's like duffel, you know, like it's those barrel bags with the drawstring on top. That's kind of what a Noe is, right? But then they just do a top handle. But then here, instead of like a shoulder strap, it has top handles, and then you can see there's little places for you to attach a strap. The one thing that kills me though is I hate that it says Louis Vuitton on the front. Like the design is enough, and if you know what a Noe is, you know. That being said, I do like this bag. I just wish it didn't say Louis Vuitton on the front. To me, it makes it feel a little cheap and a little bit kind of like, we'll throw it on there. Like, you know how like Forever 21 or like H&M, like those kinds of like fast fashion places, like you see like a shirt and you're like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. And you turn it around and it's like, there's something on the back and it's like, why? It's over-designed. It's a smaller extent of that, but it feels just a little bit over-designed. Oh yeah, but like, I do think that there's a little bit of, I like that he just laid down on the bed. Okay, I'm gonna pause so I can actually say my thought. What is he wearing on his ear? Okay, I'm coming out to you right now. I think I have self-diagnosed ADHD. I'm just throwing that out there. But yeah, it does feel a little bit like formulaic. Like when Virgil Abloh did that exhibition Runway and whatever that space was. You could tell like there was a story going on. It was about people like coming and going. There are some people who were sitting down and like it almost seemed like they were waiting. Some people just completely moved through the area. There was a lot of different movement and things happening. You could tell it was like very well choreographed. And that's kind of giving me that same energy here, but it's a little bit less structured, I think. And I understand like that was recorded. That was something that they had no audience for, so they made it more into a film. Obviously, there's going to be some differences there. So I'm not saying like I don't like this. I actually like that it's a little unscripted. It feels like a little bit chaotic in a good way. But okay, let's keep going. Ooh, hate this. Let's pass it. Oh, that's cute. There's like little like letters and stuff attached to the coat. Oh, that's cute. I don't know if this is how the bag comes, but at least the styling of it, the fact that like the lock, like the way that you would like close the bag or whatever and like secure it is a pen that goes through like that hole. I think that's so great. And then there's like all these like letters and like rolled up pieces of paper like sticking out of it. I think it's amazing. I do love the idea of like if it's an actual pen and you like try to put it in, you just see a bunch of ink marks going across where the pen goes in. I would love that. I think that would like build some character for the bag. Rosalía. Okay, see that? Okay, that's interesting. So again, we're seeing that like mirror patent kind of finish. It gives this like chromey effect. But then it's like this Trumplo, like, I think this is the Christopher backpack, printed on it with just like the one top flap, but then it's just the one external pocket, I'm assuming. I think it's so interesting because it also, at the same time, looks like one of those like freezer bags, not like an actual like Ziploc freezer bag, but like one of those silver bags you see in the supermarket hanging in the freezer aisle. It's like, oh, if you want to keep your stuff cold, get this cheap freezer bag with like that top handle. It literally looks like this. I'm wondering like what this translates to for some of the other bag shapes. I love that Rosalía is just in the background like or you know, just a casual game of chess. Was that a legal move? If you're a chess expert, was that a legal move? Let me know in the comments. Oh, this is fun. That's great. I love the idea of a portfolio in like a vachetta leather. This is great. Again, it's like that Trumplo effect of it just being printed on the side of these like chromed out bags. But may I also say like the way that these bags are layered is great. I have a video about layering bags. It is an early video, so I'm not saying it's great and I'm not telling you to watch it, but you can. I don't know, I'm really into it and I love that they mixed like imagery of food into it. I don't know, I just like food. I like eating. Oh my god, comment below if you like eating. It's just gonna be comments of like someone who likes chess who's like, that's not a legal move, and be like, I like food too! Like, oh my god, we have fun here. Did you see that moment? I love that moment. It's just like, it was laying down and he put it sitting upright into the like, whatever the nursery thing is. Really quick, I wanted to touch base on this. This inflated / puffy bag trend, not going anywhere. The puffy cassette bag, Moschino had inflation on their runway, the puffy Goya. So many different brands and houses have done like inflated / puffy versions of their bags. Including Bottega Veneta, they had like a pillow. It looks like a kind of a coated leather that looks like a pillow. And then super recently we saw JW Anderson do a patent leather version of like a pillow clutch. Obviously this isn't being shown in the same way as those are because it does have handles, it has a closure, but it is that same general like rectangular. It looks like some version of like, I was gonna say it's empreinte leather, but it doesn't have the same kind of like shape of the monogram. I might be wrong. This is a very blurred picture we're looking at right now. Honestly, if you were on the fence about getting like a puffy bag, get it. I think it's gonna be around for a while. Oh my god, I love that there's just like cleaning. Oh, I made a mess of my life, but now that I found my passion or drive or whatever, like, I can like clean it up. Okay. Oh god, that's really blurry. Okay, hold on. There we go, that's pretty clear. I know, like, in my Don't Be Basic video, I talked about how, like, I wasn't digging on, like, these utilitarian bags that had, like, all these, like, pockets on the front, and it's, like, utility, like, that whole, like, movement, that whole trend that happened. But I think I'm in love with this bag. It's literally just a tote with like fake bags put on. There's like the hardware dangling off. But I think the difference for me is that it's more like that Trumplo. It's a little bit sillier. If anything, it feels less practical. And I think that's why I'm so okay / into this style. I think I like it better than the print ones we saw because it actually has like physical, like it adds depth to the bag. It adds a little bit more like complexity, instead of just being some flat surface that you just put an image on, which I do still like those, but I think I'm like really into this. And I think it's fun that it's in silver and all the hardware silver, so it kind of just, in a way, it like reads just as like a blob, as like a mess. Well, Tomami están aquí. But I love that like the model just danced with Rosalía, and now he's like dancing in front of the car while Rosalia's in the car, in front of a camera, just like really like feeling her own music. I mean, if I were a musician, I would definitely do the same. I would like listen to my own songs and be like, oh my god, this is so good. Who is this? And be like, oh wait, that is me. Because I do the same for my videos. No, I don't. I do. Okay, they're definitely not showing all the looks in this like initial go at the runway. I guess because there's so much happening, they want to show like a good variety, which I'm enjoying, but yeah, I guess I think I actually want to watch through the whole like final walkthrough. Okay, again, we're seeing like an inflated, like a puffy bag. I mean, I don't love fur, especially knowing like how like the industry can be, but like you'd have to like see like the actual like material composition of the bag. But I do think the concept of this is very interesting. So it's a keep all and it's like inflated, but then like where those two straps go along the front, like it's holding it together. So it's just like again, this kind of looks like the Michelin Man because it's actually like white-ish, and then you have like the tire shape kind of thing happening. I don't know, I think it's funny. This actually reminds me, I don't know if you guys watched like Avatar: The Last Airbender, but I'm getting like serious like Appa vibes, like that little, I guess big, but like that flying bison he has. I don't know, this is like the same color and it's fuzzy. Now that, if you want a statement coat, this is it. Yeah, that too. The suit version of it, it's great. So it looks like the audience is like all the way around this. Oops, someone just almost fell. I'm not laughing at them, I'm laughing with them. The audience on the backside didn't really get to see much of Rosalia's performance, so that's kind of sad. Oh, see, look! Right there you can see there's like a keep all with, yeah, like papers. It looks like there's this like vachetta leather like strappy kind of situation going around it, and there's papers like stuck in it. I think that's cute. Is that a stack of newspapers? Either actual as like just like a prop, or like it's a bag and you can put stuff in it. I think that's insane. I love the whole campy like, oh, turning objects into bags, but like that's a lot. Do I like it? Sure. Yeah, nice. But like, alright. Okay, so in general, I thought that was like a really good show. I liked the initial concept, the set design was really interesting. I love that they had a live performer. I mean, I also just like Rosalía a lot. Again, some of the concepts they had were iterative of things that had been done before, but like there were definitely some moments that felt a little bit more inspired. It was definitely a good time, but it also meant like there was definitely less of a focus on the actual fashion that was happening there. And I always think there's like a bit of a disconnect when it comes to runway shows that are like pushed to the public, where it's like, of course they want to have good production, they want it to be entertaining for people, but then there's the other side of it where like I know there were some other bags, accessories, clothes, anything that like they kind of skipped over because they were trying to like split the focus between their performer, which rightfully so because they paid her and they should have focus on one of the aspects of this runway. But then like I know there's just a lot that was missed. But in general, like some of my favorite pieces were, yeah, the silver like tote bags with like the little mini bags like plastered on the side. I thought the trompe-l'oeil printed like the monogram on the chrome was great as well. The inflated stuff is fine. It's something that we had seen time and time again. I think the interpretation that they did of it, specifically with like the keep all and having it kind of like sag outside of those straps, I thought that was actually, it added a lot of humor, and I did like that quite a lot. I definitely enjoyed it. I don't think I'll be adding anything from here to my collection particularly, even though there's some stuff that like maybe down the line I would be like, you know what, I do want that, but for now I have my eyes set on something else. I don't know about you, but I definitely could pinpoint a couple bags that I know are going to like sell crazy fast. I mean, in general, Louis Vuitton, these like men's bags, they sell really well when they have that kind of impact, and I know there's some that will definitely do well, but let me know what you guys think. Do you think there's any that are gonna be just like off the shelves? Not even on the shelves, just from the back room straight out done? I don't know. I don't know if like it's the draw of Virgil Abloh that was selling the bags before, along with the design of course, because I do think that the designs of some of these bags are strong enough to have that, but I don't know, let me know what you guys think. But alright, so that is all I have for you today. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. It lets me know that you like this kind of content and that you do care about the design behind designer luxury. Until next time. Is that it? I don't remember. I don't know what saoko is. I'm just having a good time.